Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 276.
276.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mousefan Travel. We have so much coming up here, especially at Walt Disney World. We have Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which starts in 3 weeks from today as we're recording this. Then the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival is like right after that. And then you have Disney Cruise Line Halloween on the High Seas. Disneyland and Disneyland Paris all have Halloween going on.
You know, it's July, right?
Yes, it's July, but August is Halloween.
August is Halloween.
In Orlando.
We will be done. By September, we are all done with Halloween.
Well, except for Disneyland Paris, we'll be doing it there too.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But anyway, check out MEI Travel and Mousefan Travel. They are Disney experts. They've been doing this for 20 years, and they can answer any questions you have about any of the parks, and they just do a fantastic job.
Right, and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Not yet, not for 3 more weeks. So now we're heading to Disney's Animal Kingdom Park, where it isn't Halloween yet either.
That's right.
Because it's only July. And we're going to be talking about Donald's Dino-Bash, but right now we're looking at the Tree of Life. And it was a nice day. It's been really warm, obviously, lately. It's summer. Donald's Dino-Bash is considered to be a permanent addition to Disney's Animal Kingdom Park. What's permanent, though, right?
Well, what is permanent?
You know, but
even the dinosaur at the entrance has a Donald Duck hat.
I actually like the hat. It's a fun little addition. Actually, I just think Donald's Dino-Bash is a really fun addition to Animal Kingdom.
Well, here's the real question. Will the dinosaur at the beginning still have the Santa Claus Christmas cap for the holidays?
I don't know. And what will Dinoland look like for the holidays? Because this is usually the most decorated area, I think, of the park.
Yeah.
At this point. You know, it used to not necessarily be that way. So anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're seeing. Donald has found out that his ancestors were dinosaurs, and the land is a celebration of that. So we have a variety of different characters. Right here, we're looking at Daisy Duck.
And it turns out Daisy is the head designer for this whole festival. She is showing us some of her designs. You can see she herself is wearing that shirt pattern there, and also the same patterns that you see with Donald and Goofy and all of the characters.
Right. I think only Launchpad kind of has the same costume that he normally wears, but Scrooge McDuck has a little bit of different. But almost all of the characters have really fun costumes. Including
this dinosaur friend of hers even has a nice scarf that she designed.
And here is, this is probably the most popular of the characters, and it's Chip and Dale as dinosaurs. And they are so much fun, and everybody loves them. The lines weren't that crazy when we went, what, 10, 15 minutes at most for each set of characters. Chip and Dale were one of the most popular sets of characters, but they were a little bit back where you had to go looking for them.
I guess they have 2 locations. This is the main one, but if it's raining or if it had just rained, they also have an undercover location, and I think that's very good planning.
Well, just like Pluto is normally in the Boneyard, we didn't see Pluto in the Boneyard because Pluto was with Goofy, which we'll talk about because of the rain. And we've had a lot of rain here lately, so they're probably moving all about like every single day. I don't know why they're not back there with that sign, though, because I think that would make it a more fun photo.
Well, that's probably true. But, hey, I will take Chip and Dale as dinos any way I can get them. Here comes Donald, and he was the most popular of all the characters as far as waits in line.
Well, only because, I mean, he's really front and center. I mean, he is the star of the show here. It is Donald's
#1 duck.
Dino.
He will tell you himself he's the #1 duck.
He doesn't say anything. This is Donald's Dino-Bash. So, and he is in the area that you see the easiest if you're just walking by. Actually, for some reason, and I don't, he took a break, and it looked like it was going to be like a 20-minute wait, but everybody's like, okay, well, he took a break, so we'll get out of line. So all of a sudden, it was like number 3 in line.
And then he came right back. So that was very perfect timing.
Right. So it was like a 5 to 10 minute wait instead of at least a 20 to 25-minute wait. And so anyway, if he goes for a break, just wait, and maybe others will leave, and we'll get to see him quicker.
And he is shaking his tail feathers literally because that was the music playing Shake Your Tail Feathers from that the Dinoland speaker system there. And later on, a little bit later, there will be a dance party right there in that location.
But there's a lot of times where it rains in the afternoon. I think it was about to pour when we were there.
You could see we actually are not showing it, but you could see the water on the ground there. So there was a big rain, and we happened to be in the right place at the right time underneath this area to meet Goofy. So because of the rain, we not only got Goofy, but we got Pluto as well. And I challenged them to use that 100-pound hammer to hit this thing and make the lights go all the way to the top. So we had a little fun with Pluto and Goofy there.
And I was just going to mention, I mentioned that Pluto's not in the boneyard because of the rain, but also we didn't get to see the dance party because of more rain later.
Correct. That is
There's
correct.
been a lot of like where storms come and go and come and go and come and go for like the entire day.
But I have to give them credit for, adapting to the weather and keeping it fun no matter what happens.
This is really, to me, a plus for Animal Kingdom. They used to have characters here. I think there's more characters than there used to be overall.
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely true.
Maybe at least double. So it's really fun to see the different characters in their new costumes.
Well, how awesome is it that you can meet Scrooge McDuck anytime, all year round?
That's really unusual, and I don't remember the last time that would have been, that we would have been able to do something like that.
Yeah, so absolutely, I totally agree. And there is, Pluto does have a little bit of a special area, a special little scarf there, probably by Daisy's Designs.
And here is Scrooge McDuck, and again, you just said, Scrooge is not a character. We usually see him, he is
Christmas
a character,
time.
yes, not a character year-round. We see him at Christmas, and that's usually the only time that we see him unless there's some kind of special event.
Or unless we're at Disneyland Paris, he
Paris.
seems to pop up there. He does meet at a regular basis at the breakfast at Disneyland Paris at the Plaza.
Right, so yes, he is around at Disneyland Paris, not in this way where anybody can just kind of walk up and meet him, but he's showing us. He decided he wanted to show us around. So
well, he has all
nice.
kinds of awards. Of course, he has the big money symbol on his chair. He's really into money, and he will happily accept any donations. He especially likes the gold coins.
I'm sure.
He doesn't want your bills. He told me no bills, gold coins only. That's what he's telling me there. So I'll have to remember to bring some more gold coins next time we meet Mr. Scrooge.
It's okay. I'm glad you didn't bring any gold coins this time. But anyway, it was really a fun meet and greet. It may be a 10-minute wait. I got in line one more time because I just wanted to get a picture. And it was really fun. It only took maybe 2 to 3 hours total to get through all the characters, and I think we sat and had a drink, and so
yeah, you can
really
sort of do it at your
time.
own pace. And once again, I'm just showing you a little look at some of his awards and various props. So it's kind of nice. We just happened to be at the front of the line when he went to take I guess they said he had to go count his money. So while he was counting all his gold coins, we got to get a closer look at some of his collectible, his props.
Well, he likes to count his money a lot. I found that. He's always off counting his money. So anyway, here goes, we're going to see Launchpad, right?
That's right. As Scrooge is leaving, here comes Launchpad.
And Launchpad is also a character that we don't usually see normally. So now he is... I don't know if the costume is at all different. It looks pretty much the same to me. I don't see anything at all.
He's the only one that I don't see any kind of little bonus for. And we've only seen him in the past at special events, or sometimes he'll be just randomly out around at Epcot.
I mean, probably a very long time ago, probably in the 90s, you would have seen him more. But like during the marathons or during... Yeah, just
the button. The button is the only thing special about him.
That's
the Dino-Bash button.
So that's kind of unusual that just Launchpad seems to have the same costume.
Well, all this Disney afternoon stuff seems to be making a comeback, so I think that's very good.
I think, don't they have a new show or something? I don't really follow that because I was in my 30s or something in the 90s, so I wasn't, or maybe my 20s.
Let's not talk about that. Time seems to be going by very quickly. Speaking of time going by, what a great segue here. We're going to look at the Primeval Whirl.
And the last time I rode this, I was like, I'm not riding this again.
I was with you. That was about 5 years ago, and I had just gotten my first GoPro, and we recorded this thing, and we got so bumped up. It was so rough. We both said, boy, I'm glad we recorded it because I don't think I really want to go on this thing again.
And yet this time, it felt much smoother to me. And
we both said we should be riding this more often, which is shocking.
This was fun, so I don't know what's changed in 5 years.
During that time period, I know that they fixed the track. They did a lot of refurbishment in that time, so perhaps the track was at its most bumpiest when we rode it.
That's possible, because I actually really enjoyed it this trip. And so I would definitely, like, if we go there, it's not like I'm going to avoid it again. I really thought this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we should have done it. We should not have waited all those years to give it another try. But I totally agree. Maybe because it was just the two of us this time and we weren't crammed in with 4 people.
No, it wasn't that. And I mean, it's just like Space Mountain just had a redo at Disneyland Paris, and it feels so much better.
Oh,
so at
absolutely.
some point, it feels like this got, also better. But anyway, you can see this is a wild mouse coaster. It's a steel wild mouse. And I'm not actually a fan of the wild mouse. That's the one type, because it feels like you're going to fall right off the edge.
I think that's part of the fun of it.
But this isn't as scary for me as some wild mouses that I've been on. Well, I don't usually do them.
What was interesting is, for whatever reason, you were taking photos, and in some of the photos you took, it was interesting to see the storytelling and some of the things I had never noticed before, and we just went by one of the more interesting ones, and we'll look at that at the very end, but a little homage to the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, and I had never noticed that, and I didn't even notice it when I was taking the picture. I was just taking them. But it's like we're waiting for the meteor that's going to get rid of all the dinosaurs. The end is near, and now we have the bang. So each car just has 4 riders, and I think there's 13 cars.
And this is the part that it begins to spin. When you get to this area, it releases, and now you can, depending on how it goes, you can go really fast, just kind of spinning around while you're on this coaster.
But not too spinny. I think that they would call this wild but mild type thing. So it's sort of kind of an in-between. It's fun, but I didn't think it's spun too much,
We have done other spinning coasters like this in the meantime, between the long hiatus, including Busch Gardens had the elevator roller coaster that kind of spins around as well. I forget the name of it. It's the one that you take the elevator to go up.
I don't know if I don't think I liked that one as much at that time. So, it just depends on each coaster is different. I love Expedition Everest, but I actually now like Primeval Whirl for the first time ever, so I look forward to riding again.
And I would recommend a Fast Pass, by the way, because even though it wasn't super crowded, the line for this looked like it was, I think it was like 45 minutes, and it was a hot wait, so I would absolutely recommend the Fast Pass.
Yes, and it was nice to have our own car in this case. It is up to 4 riders, but we just had 2 for some reason.
Well, I think there were all parties of 4 around us, so we just kind of lucked out. But anyway, this is what the picture you took, and beware of hitchhiking dinos, which is, again, a really cool homage to the hitchhiking ghosts over at the Haunted Mansion. So what an awesome picture that you took.
I didn't even notice that. So I don't think I would have even, looking at my photos, I don't know if I would have noticed it so much.
And it's actually a great payoff, because I never noticed at the beginning of the ride, as you're just heading to the first lift hill, it says, beware of hitchhiking dinos.
And I didn't think about that, so I just thought that was really fun.
So this is another fun thing. After we had gone to Disney's Animal Kingdom, we decided we're going to head over to the All-Star Sports of all places, because you heard they had this really cool Stitch cupcake.
Well, I saw it online, and I was like, well, I would like to. It's so cute. I wanted to get one for myself so I could post about it. And it's got raspberry blue icing. And then you have the Stitch ears, and then chocolate actually inside, which I didn't realize.
And the ears don't look like they could possibly be good. They were great.
They were good. Because, sometimes something that's like a fondant type, is that how you say it? Item isn't that good, but it was actually really tasty.
And look at this. Perfect timing while we were in there enjoying that Stitch cupcake. The heavens opened up and it was pouring rain. So very good timing and a very good cupcake. Now, though, we're going to head over to Disneyland. We're going to talk all about Splitsville at downtown Disney there.
And Splitsville opened in March. So we're looking at, 4 or 5 months officially open. And it's similar but different than the Florida location. They had invited us to come out for a tour, but the tour ended up where we also received bowling and food, and really just a very, very nice time.
Yeah, what a relaxing time. It was so nice. I mean, this exceeded all my expectations. We've been to the Splitsville here, but I don't know, something about the one out there was just incredibly relaxing.
Well, it's a very mid-century modern design to it, which I really like. It reminds me of like my childhood. You can see they have, I think they have 2 open kitchens, one that isn't always going and then one that is for everybody. It doesn't look that busy when we were there because we got there
very early, right at opening.
Toward the opening. It got much busier later on. That was the California State Bear against the wall. And then just like here in Orlando, the Anaheim version you have Mickey and Minnie balls and other, Splitsville Anaheim balls.
Yes, I keep encouraging my friend Curious Axel in Belgium to start a bowling ball collection. So, we can happily get them for him and he can bring them home. I'm sure the airline will appreciate that.
I think they're really nice. They actually sell them here from what I remember.
I would get, if I bowled on a regular basis, I would want one.
And I like this. Like, if you want a wall to have a picture in front of, that is a great one, and it has the hidden Mickey there.
Oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, the Splitsville wall.
Yes.
For all the various walls. But this is even better than the wall. I call it the Monorail Window.
This is terrific. We did not dine in this area, but you can go to this dining room and watch the monorails go by. You can see here the aliens on the monorail.
That's the Toy Story monorail.
Yes.
And I think we were actually closer to the one lower. I'm going to show the monorail window where we dined later on, and we're going to start off with some nice cold beer, some Anaheim brewed local beer there.
Right. They have a variety of different beers, but also they have beverages on tap, alcoholic beverages on tap, which was really good. I think it was called a Paloma. But their sushi is really one of the most popular items here in Anaheim, and Splitsville is like 5 years old here now. It's in the old Virgin Megastore.
Well, the sushi was a big star in the Orlando, when we first went for the Orlando trials there, I remembered how awesome the sushi was, and it did not disappoint. These sliders, though, were phenomenal. Phenomenal. It doesn't look like it would be anything special, but I ended up eating, I think, two of those. And I know we had the chicken. We had the chicken.
The chicken was my favorite. The prices here are higher than Orlando, so I'm just letting you know, like, if you look at the prices, but the portion sizes are really a good size. It's only a few minutes walk from the parks, so I would come here to maybe for lunch or something, and even just have the appetizers, because these are appetizers we're looking at. Those burgers were actually quite big,
if I just got the 3 sliders in one of these drinks, I'm done.
I would probably, if we got the sliders, if we got a tenders, and then split like a French fry, that would be more than enough.
It's comparable to Disneyland prices, right?
Well, when we went to Lamplight Lounge, I would say yes to that. And here is a Margarita Pizza. Again, my favorite of what we had was a chicken tenders. There's really something for everybody. They have a very large menu, and they're really more a dining establishment with the bowling attached.
Now, we weren't exactly starving at this point, but, we did go for this giant dessert to split.
This is the banana streusel pizza. They have a lot of chocolate items, and I normally go for this for a chocolate, but this was what was recommended to us, and the vanilla ice cream was very good here. And then they have the house-made pizza crust and all.
And you can't tell, of course, from the video, but the pizza part is hot, and it goes really nicely with the frozen ice cream and the whipped cream. It's really good.
It was very nice, and it was good to try something that I normally wouldn't order. And again, the ice cream there was very good.
Absolutely. And we're going to show one last monorail pass-through. So we've seen all the different monorails. I tell you, the Monorail Window, one of the stars of this whole thing.
I know, we kept going back to the Monorail Window. It was really fun to watch them go by more at our level as opposed to high up in the air. We really had a great time. Thank you to Splitsville, and I can't wait, to get back on our own.
And after that great Splitsville experience, we went to the Magic Kingdom, and more magic happened because we met the Blue Fairy. And one of the funny things about that is when we were talking to her on camera, she asked us, what have we done today? And your answer, we just came from Splitsville. And she said, what is that? So we had to explain to her what that was and what bowling was and everything. It was quite comical, actually.
I actually forgot about that.
But she was very interesting to hear all about our experience. I tell you, Blue Fairy, what a good time.
I forgot that I mentioned that we came from Splitsville. Is that in the video?
We are linking to the video so everyone can see your brilliant questions. And you also asked for autograph too, which she nicely signed for us.
Well, you never see the Blue Fairy out. I totally forgot about the Splitsville one. It really was right after Splitsville then. But she was out for a few days. It was like a little extra magic for guests, and she isn't out. I don't think she's out now or anything.
Right, there was
just for
no
a few days.
schedule or anything. It was just sort of if you're there at the right place at the right time. And I had no idea that we would necessarily see her. So when we came walking down the street and I happened to see these wings in the bushes there, I said, oh boy, it's the Blue Fairy. So it was very exciting to actually meet her in person.
It was fun. I mean, it was a little something different. And I got to explain to her what Splitsville was.
Yes. Again, a highlight. You have enlightened the Blue Fairy even better now that she knows about the magic of Splitsville.
I'm turning red now, because
You forgot all about that, didn't
forget.
you?
I didn't really need the reminder, I think.
Well, luckily for you, we're going to leave Disneyland and head all the way to Belgium to look at these amazing sand sculptures. And thanks to our good friend Philip.
Philip I guess he gets invited to come out, and Philip from DLRP fans. So check out his YouTube channel. He has a lot of I think he has like 50,000 subscribers and just a lot of great videos. But looking here, he gets invited out, I believe, to check these out. Right now, they're creating these sand sculptures.
Is this the same company that did those ice sculptures that we saw?
Yes.
Very, very nice. What an awesome job.
And isn't it amazing that they have Disney, like it's in partnership, I think, with Disneyland Paris. And isn't it amazing that it's in Belgium that they do the ice and the sand sculptures, including we see like Ariel and Flounder here. And I wrote a little bit down because this isn't something that I had really heard about that much until Philip started sending us some footage on these events. And this goes till September 30th, 2018 in Belgium. It's celebrating 90 years of Mickey Mouse. It's built by 40 professional artists, and at least 240 trucks of sand are sculpted for 1 month ahead of time. And there's about 150 sculptures here.
Wow, look at this. There's a Ratatouille version being done. Cars, amazing. All sorts of things. Not just Disney. I mean, I guess it's all Disney, but you have Marvel in there, Star Wars stuff in there. So it's all of the giant umbrella of things that you would see at Disneyland Paris.
And I'm just looking at from 6 feet to 20 feet high.
Oh,
There's
waltz.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
And this is the first time I've actually seen some of this at Atlantis. But can you imagine going, it takes about 1 hour, I guess, to circuit around these. If you can normally take photos and video
But
for your own.
You mean if you're there walking around, it
Right.
takes a full hour to see everything?
That's what they say. They have a circuit where you walk around and it takes about 1 hour. Really, if you're a Disney fan, maybe it'll take longer than that.
Yeah, I have a feeling we'd be there multiple hours.
But can you imagine 150 sculptures from 6 feet to 20 feet high? I mean, these are really big and really incredible. And I can't even imagine being over there. When we're in Paris, they'll have it. We should go over.
It would be awesome to go there. And one of the other good things about this, unlike the Ice Festival, no parka needed for sure to enjoy this.
And right now it's like 100 degrees in Paris, although a storm just came in. So tomorrow, hopefully, it looks like it'll be in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. All our friends are out there
It's
saying
been
how
hot.
hot. And a lot of them don't have air conditioning. So, oh boy, I can't even imagine.
No.
So anyway, thanks so much to our good friend Philip at DLRP Fans for providing this awesome coverage for us.
Yes, again, check out his YouTube channel, and we'll note it in the show notes as well.
And more from Belgium, not to forget, next week our own Curious Axel will be back talking all about the Disneyland Paris Rendezvous Gourmand, which is a food and wine festival with special emphasis on the waffles.
No, but we will be seeing that ourselves at
the end of it.
it.
Yeah, I cannot wait. And we're going to go from land to sea now. We're going to talk about Sea Life Aquarium in Val d'Europe.
And they hosted us for an evening. They gave us a tour. I would like to go back on our own at some point, hopefully next trip, where we can kind of be with the guests just to see about how long it takes to get through here. I've heard a couple of hours, and also I thought the starfish exhibit was fantastic. But today we're going to be talking about the penguin exhibit, because that was as you would say, the star of the show.
And you know, it's funny, we had just gone maybe 2 days ago to the Orlando version of Sea Life, and after the Paris version, I was kind of wishing they would have something like the penguin exhibit.
Oh, the penguins really, I don't want to say it made it, because the starfish exhibit for me also, like both of those were my favorites.
And not to mention the sharks.
Right, the sharks, just like we have here.
I mean, look at the size of these guys.
I just want to mention, though, where Sea Life is located. Val d'Europe's about RER is one RER stop away from Disneyland Paris Disney Village, or you can take a free bus over. And this is it's not the biggest aquarium in the world, but they actually have quite a bit to look at.
And you can get there within 15 minutes of walking out of Disneyland Paris if your train is on time.
I was going to say you could almost walk from Disney Village in 15 minutes
absolutely.
to Val d'Europe, because we did that when we stayed at the Hyde Park, 15 to 20 minutes. But anyway, we really enjoyed. What I like about aquariums, and this isn't the first aquarium that I've visited in Europe, is that you get to see some fish, and like the starfish that I've never seen before. They're not necessarily from the same waters as what you would see in American
different
aquariums.
species.
But we really were looking forward to the penguins, and we were told the penguins in the evenings, let's say, after hours, are not always very active.
Not the case. They were extremely active. Look at this. It was so fun. And they even have this area you can sort of crawl underneath and go up right in the middle of their habitat.
And we'll see that.
So you'll see that. So I was actually able to be right in the middle of all of it. And you see me and I see you. So we'll see that coming up. And there's another area down below where you can watch the penguins swimming. And that's what we're looking at right now.
And they have 14 Gen 2 penguins and 5 king penguins. The king penguins are the larger ones. So there's 19 penguins here. And I think every single one of them was so active while we were there. And just so much fun. Like I mentioned about how long you could stay in an exhibit. I could have probably spent 2 hours just watching penguins.
Oh, it was
run
so
around.
much fun. They were so great, very active. And here's the reverse angle. There's you there doing your recording of the penguins. They kept coming to you. I think they like you for some reason.
I don't know. It was funny because it would be like they'd come over, but then they'd leave, and then they'd come over, and then they'd leave. And they were just really seemed to have a great time.
And we were told they also have special nighttime events going on over at the Sea Life there.
Right. I mean, they have a lot going on, and an annual pass there costs about the same as 2 visits. So if you're in the area, let's say you're from the UK and you're over at Disneyland Paris, fairly often, maybe that's like I would get an annual pass if I thought we were going to be there a couple times a year.
Well, especially on a hot day. If it's 100 degrees and there's no air conditioning at Disneyland Paris, absolutely I'm going to come over here right now.
So the king penguins are larger, 28 to 39 inches tall and 21 to 40 pounds, which I thought was interesting. It's interesting to learn a little bit about the penguins. But thank you so much to Sea Life Aquarium. We really had a terrific time.
That's right. We can't wait to go back in, check them out.
In a couple months.
Yeah, in a couple months.
Probably. Thanks to our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. If you want to head to Disneyland Paris, if you want to head to Disneyland, if you want to head anywhere in the world.
Next month is Halloween.
I know, next month is Halloween. So
August 17th, Halloween
If you haven't planned for Halloween, it's
almost too late.
I was going to say it's almost, but it probably isn't quite too late because it does extend to October, into the real holiday.
It might even extend into November,
actually,
believe it or not.
And then Christmas usually starts in
November 8th.
No, but the Christmas decorations started going up in
very early.
Yes, in October last year at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So this is a time to think about Christmas because that can start also in October.
What a life.
We have really weird holidays here in Orlando as far as, timing. But anyway, check MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel out. And I don't know what we're doing next week. What are we talking about next week?
Well, we're going to probably talk about Typhoon Lagoon.
That's
H2O Glow Nights. We're hoping that the weather permitting will be there tomorrow. And we have all sorts of other things. We still have the Marvel Summer Fun to talk about.
Well, Marvel Summer of Superheroes.
Summer of Superheroes, that's it.
At Disneyland Paris. We haven't talked about that yet. We've been back from Disneyland Paris for almost 6 weeks or something now. We haven't even talked about
much stuff.
that.
So there's so much stuff going on.
But we definitely want to make sure to have a lot of Walt Disney World. So.
Well, also Universal Hollywood. We have lots to say about Universal Hollywood.
We do. There are several things there, and we really enjoy heading over to Universal Hollywood when we're in California. So
and it's not we need to go to Universal in Orlando too. It's been way too long.
And we've been talking about doing that next week. So we'll see. Kind of what we do.
So I guess this is a roundabout saying. We have no idea what we're going to have, but it'll be some of that.
Some of that, definitely. It depends on weather and everything. So we'll see how it goes.
So anyway, thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.